Good, alright. Them greet me nice and good. I say, Alice, me glad to see you come back.
What is sale been going, Chip?
It's going good, Them fine, them going fine.
I'm going fine.
So all of them come back together and start buy again. Come to come back, the place get live. Enough car come now. I get car said we here. Let me say, the place dead. I was still at work with it, and from to come and start car just a rolling. Look on the car, them are rolling. Nothing now, man.
I can't believe what I just heard. Surely I haven't heard it wrong. Alice is back. According to this, Alice WAUGH returns to Crab Circle. Health Department KSAMC provide clarity. I don't understand it. How the hell do they allow this woman to return? I have nothing against her as a person, but for what she's done, a ban is a ban. Now, once you've been banned, there's no reason for you to come back. So why? I don't know. Anyway, let the clip play.
The return of vendor Alice WAUGH to Crab Circle has triggered mixed reactions after she was reportedly banned from the popular food spot in 2023.
Oh, you hear that? Reportedly banned. Yeah, and I've heard the Gleaner said the same thing, that she was banned. So if she's banned, how come she's back? I mean, what she did was grossly despicable on the worst level when it comes to food hygiene. Only in Jamaica they would allow, I mean, someone give me a worse example of someone that does something or have done something so gross that it will gross you out in terms of if you went to a restaurant or a food spot to eat. And it needs to top what Alice has done. And I don't think anyone can name that. Anyway, continue.
Over a public health breach.
But as Jamila Maitland now reports, the health department says she has fulfilled all the requirements for the issuance of a food handler's permit.
It's crazy.
Alice WAUGH is back at Crab Circle.
And look at that smile. She's smiling as if... You shouldn't be smiling, Alice. You should be humbled. You should be more with a humble demeanor, rather, like a forgiving demeanor, rather than a smiling demeanor like, you've won type of thing. It's crazy. Anyway, let it play.
Feels good, alright. Them greet me nice and good. I say, Alice, me glad to see you come back.
Yeah.
WAUGH was at the center of a public health breach in October 2023 that triggered the closure of the popular food spot, was seen for the first time in almost 2 years. Her presence, however, triggered more questions from a concerned public.
I don't know. Who is responsible for this? Who is actually responsible for this? Let's get into it, because as far as I can see, she shouldn't have returned. She should not have returned. And I'm going to explain why in a minute, because I'm not going to be long on this. Now, listen to this pathetic excuse, to be honest. Listen to this.
Inspector Grayson Hutchinson.
She would have been trained. She applied for her food handler's permit, and she attended the training session, successfully completed the session. There was a medical interview done, and she was given a test. A test was administered, and she passed the test.
WAUGH was fined $250,000 by...
Hold on a minute. She was fined $250,000. Now, Jamaican. There's one thing to be fined and you're punished for what you've done. Fine, you've paid your dues, you've atoned, but that doesn't mean you return to the scene of the crime. No, no. Whosoever these inspectors are and people that give out these licensing, they have it backwards. She should not have been allowed to come back. Now, everybody is allowed and should be able to make a honest living. For Alice WAUGH, it's definitely not going back to the scene of the crime. You need to choose a different profession, or if you can't do anything else but crab, you need to be in a different location. You can't be back there, because this is why I say people don't have the empathy and the sympathy. They're not reading the room. Imagine, if, I don't know, someone robbed a bank and it was an inside job, and they found out that the person on the inside is the one who set up the bank robbery. The person gets arrested, he goes to prison, he serves his time, or he get fined, whatever. He atoned, he said he was sorry, goes through all of that, did therapy, all the rest of stuff, yada yada. Then guess what? He got his job back in the same bank, in the same branch. Now you tell me, if you're a person who is flipping banking money or investing money in that bank, would you want to put your money back there? No, you wouldn't. You'd be an idiot. No, it doesn't mean the person is going to do it again, but it's something called reading the room and making sure that you don't, usurp all wounds. You don't wake up all wounds, and that's what's going on here. That is past, and you want it to be, you know what I mean? Anyway, carry on.
By a judge in June 2024, she was placed on a 2-year probation. However, the chief health
Oh, it's a probation now. It's not a ban anymore. All right, Karen.
health inspector says the court did not ban her from practicing in the food trade. And so, Alice, who says she's now atoned, has returned to her spot.
You see the gymnastics? She was not banned. She was suspended. And this is what I'm saying. This is why business in Jamaica, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult for me to do this because this woman could be anybody's auntie or mom. And I have to be careful and balance how I go at her, because I don't want to come across like, I'm hating. And you got that group that every time you criticize, especially if you criticize a woman, the first thing they think is you're bashing women. What I'm saying is Alice has done something which was gross misconduct. If this was in any other country, she'll go to prison for what she did. I'm telling you. She would have spent at least 6 months in prison for what she did. But I suppose in Jamaica, everything goes.
What is Shield been going, Church?
It's going good. Them fine, them going fine. All of them come back together and start by again. Come to come back, the place get lively. Enough car come now. We get car said we here. Then me say, the place dead. I was still at work with it, and from she come, we start car just a rolling. Look on the car, them are rolling. Nothing now, man.
But at least one vendor who didn't want to speak on camera says Alice's return was unexpected.
Exactly.
After rebuilding her
Unacceptable
decades-old customer base, she fears business will be halted yet again.
Well, of course. I mean, duh. Why, whenever me come Jamaica, me now got to say brother, because if nasty people can do with them, and we just have to be called a spade a spade. That's nasty. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That was nasty that Alice did. I'm not saying she's not sorry, but that is nasty. I'm sorry. She that's feces you're playing in around food that people consume. I'm sorry. That's nastiness. No. That's not the nasty circle. That's how I'm going to... The nasty circle. Because the very people is encouraging her to come back. And here's the thing. How about the other woman? What's her name? Nadine Francis? How about her? Is she coming back? She was the victim. She had death threats and all that stuff. Is she coming back?
Social media! What the hell, man? Me wrong for release the video. Me know me not wrong for release the video. Me not wrong for release the video. And me a trick me again.
A regular practice, or toilet. Look. This are the video when she... This is a white clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a different one, at the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
At the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? This is our... What color is this?
Color.
This is a different color.
I come to anybody. I drink hot beer to myself. Me not feel so good. Because me have a pressure. Me not feel so good. So sometimes I say, me feel like I want to go to the bathroom. Here comes. I just wipe my bottom. I'm good on my knees. I never see such a video. Don't shout at them.
Majority of the time, me I say, mind the job. Like, if you come over for you.
You know what I mean? This isn't fair. The person who hasn't done anything wrong is ostracized from that location. And the person that did the worst despicable thing you can imagine in a food and hygiene industry, they get to come back? oh, I'm sorry, I went on training and got my certificate for food and hygiene, and I've turned over a new leaf now, and you go back to the exact spot, the exact scene of the crime? Brother, only in Jamaica. I don't know how people don't see what's wrong with this. And I'm not saying she should make a living, but not at that spot. I'm sorry. Not at that spot. And anybody who wants to support her and say she deserves to be, make a living and all this stuff, okay, I agree with you, but not there. Do you understand me? Not there, sir. So all her dedicated customer base that she's built up over that decade, or however long she's been there, and I'm sure she's got a sizable clientele, let them know where you are. Go on social media, set up your social media pages, and let your regular buyers know where you are, and you go there and you do your thing over there with those customers who choose to go and buy from you over there. But to come to this spot, and I don't understand, and I'm calling out J Ray. Is it J Ray Nephew Limited? That's the company that sponsored this location. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but you're all complicit to this, because this is your brand on top of the sheds, and you're not even saying, listen, doesn't matter what the food hygiene people say, this is a tarnish on our brand, and we can't allow this to happen. So Alice, I'm sorry, you have to find a different location. We wish you all the best. Go set up your food crab stalls somewhere else. And if some of these other people want to go with her, they can go with her somewhere else. But I just feel like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. I'm sorry. This is just wrong. It's wrong on many levels. I don't understand how the food inspector and KSMC and all these people haven't seen it.
Ms. WAUGH's return was seemingly unknown to the CEO of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, Robert Hill, as well. The KSAMC grants all vending permits. However, Mr. Hill could not say whether an application was submitted for Alice WAUGH recently.
It is our intention to regularize the space permanently and ensure that all persons conducting the trade at that location are properly licensed by the KSAMC, and so we'll be meeting with them.
Meanwhile, the health...
Hold on a minute. Well, if they're not properly licensed, then, because how are you going to say you're going to make sure they're properly licensed, and you have someone who has committed the most gross misconduct when it comes to food and hygiene in the food industry, and you guys allow or sat back and allow this woman to get her license to go back to the same exact spot, scene of the crime, and continue in the exact same thing that she was selling? That just don't make no sense to me at all. And I get it. People don't want to bash her because, she's making her living and she's built up a reputation. But the negative reputation has preceded everything else. She's already destroyed the reputation of her business by doing that. You know what I mean? I just don't think she should be there. Yes, go and make a living. Yes, if crab is the only thing you have the skill in, I understand it. Then go sell your crab somewhere else. I mean, I eat crab anyway, so you know what I mean? I don't eat anything that's shell. The only thing of the sea I eat is if it's got scales. If it ain't got scales and it's got shells and all that stuff, that don't go near my mouth. But that's just me.
The department says it will continue to monitor the area, still deemed low risk because of the type of food prepared.
It became high risk when she returned. This is laughable. Low risk? What's low risk about the person who did the most? Name, as again I keep posing the question, somebody need to tell me of a story or an incident where someone within a restaurant or a takeaway or any food shop or food, place that's done something worse than what Alice WAUGH did. I really would love to hear it. I really would love to hear it, because it don't get worse than feces. Feces, brother?
Crab circle, for the most part, and vending operations in general would be ranked at medium risk, in some cases low risk, depending on what is offered for.
Yo, whatever their name, Grayson Hitchinson, Chief Health Inspector, this is the Chief health inspector, and this is coming out of his mouth.
For sale, and also depending on how quickly it is that items are being offered for sale are consumed.
Okay, well, if that's the case, yeah, then what if somebody buy the crab and it's infected, and then them decide they're not going to consume it right there on the spot? They want to put it in a container and take it home, which many people do as a takeaway thing, and they might not even eat it that same day. They might eat it tomorrow. What then? You don't have a crystal ball, or Hitchinson, to predict what people are going to do with the food once they've purchased it. You don't know if they're going to consume it on the spot or they're going to take it away. And once they take it away, if they're going to eat it that evening or tomorrow. That's just lame excuses. And this is the chief inspector. You should lose your job for coming on national television and saying something like that. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is outrageous. Anyway, as I said, anybody who gotta go eat it, if you don't catch anything, you don't deserve it. Seriously, straight like that. Oh boy.
Maitland, TVJ News.
Anyway, as I said, I wasn't gonna spend too long on this, so that's all I've got to say about this. Anyone who want to go there and go nyam up the food, good luck to you. When I go to Jamaica, I'll be driving past and taking pictures and filming. But I won't be stopping, and none of my friends or family can come out of the car and say I'm going to eat crab. If they say I'm not going to eat the crab, I say go consume it over there. Don't come in the car with that shit. Don't bring it in here. I don't want it. And if they ask me to buy it for them, I'm saying I'm not buying it. Take your own money and buy it. I'm not wasting my money over there. Because if these people don't care about their customers and care about the concern of their customers, all they care about is how they can make money. They don't care about their customers. And the regulators have failed. You guys have failed. The regulators sitting up there low risk and medium risk. What? And then the KSAMC is sitting up there saying they were unaware. Where is the communication between the chief, health inspector and the KSAMC CEO, whatever his name is? I don't get it. There's so much, disconnect. And at the end of the day, you're going to have this woman return back to the scene of the crime, brother, where she wipe her ass and I can't even, no, that's wrong. I'm done.